Hi, I'm Tom from Infinity Motorcycles, and this is how you fit a Pinlock insert. So, this morning's ride into it was absolutely freezing. 2 degrees by the time I got on the bike. I had numb fingers and I had to defrost them. It wasn't very nice at all. But one problem I didn't have that a lot of my fellow commuters did was a fogged up visor. If you're like me and you ride all year round at all times of day, then you have probably at some point encountered a foggy visor. Annoying at best, dangerous at worst. Most helmets come with the option to have a Pinlock fitted, and they'll probably have a Pinlock in the box, and that's usually stated with the words Pinlock ready. But it is worth checking because not all helmets do come with a Pinlock. You want to take your Pinlock out of the packaging first, so this one opens up at the bottom. I'm going to use, just very carefully pull it out. Now you see it's blue. Don't worry, it's not actually blue. There's a protective film over the top. So now we need to take the visor off the helmet before we go and fit it. So we have to remove the visor, and in this case we're using a Shoei NXR flagger. So the visor comes up. There's this little tab here. Pull it forward, and out the visor pops. Same on the other side. Pull the tab forward, and the visor pops out like that. Easy peasy. Okay, so now that we've removed the visor, we want to make sure that the inside surface of this visor is clean. If it's a brand new helmet, then it most likely will be clean from the factory, but it's always good to give it a precautionary wipe anyway. So the easiest technique that I found, take the visor, put it sort of against your ribs, and then fold out on your forearm there. Now this isn't going to break. I mean, it's designed to, you could bend it the other way around if you wanted to. It's not going to shatter, so you'll be okay, giving it a bit of force. You want to take your Pinlock, making sure that the rubber seal is facing the inside of the visor, and you just want to pop it in between the pin, like so, and then the other pin on the other side. Like that. There we go, job done. Okay, now that the Pinlock's fitted, we're just going to check, so we're going to have a little look around and make sure that it's not raised up at all, and then we can remove this blue film here. So we're just going to peel it away, like that. Happy days. So a quick way to check that the Pinlock is fitted correctly is to do something we call the breath test. So that's go around the outside of the Pinlock and the visor and just give it a breath. And you should notice it fogs up on the visor, but not on the Pinlock. Refitting the visor is just the reverse of removal. We want to line this top lug up with this top little square here. And we're going to just pop that in there, like so. Easy as that. Same on the other side. Job done. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. If you find that your Pinlock isn't fitted correctly, or maybe after a few months it's letting some mist in, you can try readjusting it. Some visors will come with a screw adjuster, and what you do is you put the screwdriver on the screw on the outside, and then you can rotate this and that will move the lug forwards and backwards. And there's screws on both sides, so just give a small adjustment at a time until it is sitting correctly. And again, do that breath test just to make sure. On this particular model of helmet, there aren't any screws. So what you want to do is pop the visor off, and you'll notice a little lug on the inside. You want to use a small pair of pliers and just carefully rotate it that way. Again, same on both sides until you notice that gap disappearing and the breath test is sealed all up nicely again. So not all Pinlocks are created equal, and there are actually 3 different levels of Pinlock. So you have 30 at the bottom, 70 in the middle, and 120 at the top. And these basically corresponds to how good it is at repelling fog. So many different colors are available too. Most often you'll get a light smoke, a dark smoke, a high contrast yellow for wet conditions, and something called Protect Tint. What that basically works like is those glasses that change color when you walk outside. They get darker in the sun. And last but not least, you might see the word Max Vision tacked onto the end of a Pinlock or visor. And what this means is you'll have a recess cut into the visor, and that allows the Pinlock to sit nice and neat, and it gives you a wider aperture for looking through. And that's how you fit a Pinlock insert. I'm Tom with Infinity Motorcycles, and now you can ride fog free.